Hi there and welcome back to a very exciting video. Today we are going to be making my December journal. I am so excited to be doing this. I'm going to be using my own kit, which is called Christmas Stories. That's what it's all about. It's all about our December stories. I have been creating these for the past, I think, 2-3 years, actually maybe 3-4 years, and it seems to be the only way I can actually complete a December journal. So I'm doing it again this year, but a different type of journal to what we've done previously. I will be using everything in this kit. This kit is now on sale. I will leave the link below. I'm very excited about this one. I'll give you a little look inside. We've got a postcard. We've got a stamp. Obviously, if you don't want to make the journal or you've got a journal already, then you can just use this for crafting. We've got a little bag of treats. We've got a tag. We've got some really pretty stickers. I'm loving the colours in this kit. Doilies. I know lots of you that have seen sneaks of this are very excited about the fabric. Some tulle, more stickers. We've got die cuts, we've got more fabric, we've got papers and envelopes and paper bags and a cute little charm, pom-pom trim. We've got so much in here. We're going to be using all of this today to create our December journal, and I'll talk more about the journal as we create it, ideas behind it, things that I find help keep me going. We're going to talk about it all today. So I'm going to move this over. And let's start on the carcass of our journal. Start off with using the box that the kits come in, a little bit of fabric and 2 envelopes that are also in the kit. This is going to be like an envelope type journal. I'm very excited about doing that. I'm doing this. I know I keep saying that. Right, we are going to start off with, I want to cut this out. We're going to use this for the front, and anything that I do use that doesn't come from this kit, I will let you know, so you know, and just in case you want to recreate this yourself. So I want to make this very slightly smaller. There we go. And again on here, this will help strengthen the mini book, the little journal. Going to rough up the edges, go careful. The scissors can be very sharp, and always remember to scrape away from yourself. And then we are going to tear away some of the top to reveal the corrugatedness underneath. That's going to be on top. I've done this before with you. I love doing this. So we're now going to piece the journal together. Right, so I've got my 2 sides here with my 2 envelopes, and I'm laying them so that the flaps are on the outside because we want to use the flaps from the envelope. These are going to be glued in place. Gives the little journal a nice little bit of texture. And then we're going to create the spine inside. I'm going to use this part of the box. Yeah, we use this one. This one will work fine. If you do want a larger spine, you can obviously use a different part of a box or something like a cereal box. I've been keeping one of those. I've been meaning to make a journal box for a while out of a cereal box, and I haven't done that. And we are going to measure the length of the envelope, and that is going to be our spine. And let's lay this all out so you can see nicely. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'll show you why in a minute. And let's do it that way. Make sure everything is how you want it to be. I'm very happy with that. The other thing I'm going to do before I stick down my, actually I'm going to use double-sided tape. I'm just wanting to ink the edges a little bit. Let's do, I was going to use green, but let's use red. I'm keeping it all in place just so I don't muddle anything up. I'm really good like that. I can get carried away. I get so involved in what I'm doing, and then before I know it, I've got something completely upside down. So I've decided to go with double-sided tape just because the envelope is obviously thinner. I don't want it to soak through, but if you wanted to try glue, you could. I've just got a lot of this double-sided tape, so I thought let's go with this. The nice thing about doing these types of journals is that you really can create it however you wish. It's entirely up to you. It could even be, how did I manage that in the middle of a journal? It's got a new middle of a tape roll. It's got a new bit there. It's a bit strange. It must have had a join. Now it's stuck to my fingers. I couldn't get it off. Could even be that you have already got your journal. For example, in our Patreon group, we've got some journals already being made. Luce, for example, has got a very vintage looking Frosty the Snowman little golden book, which looks amazing. But this kit can still be used because you can use it to decorate your pages inside. Right, I wanted to do it that way. I'm going to try and get it as center as possible. If it's not the end of the world. I'm going to be doing exactly the same on this side, taping it up, inking it and sticking it in place. So we've got our two spines, they're the insides, and now or two covers I should say, not spines. Now we're going to create the spines. Actually, thinking about it, I would have been better not aging this on this side. That would have been better straight. We want a little gap. Can you see? I'm not completely putting it together. I'm going to use regular sellotape. I don't advise using Scotch tape. This is definitely better. And you want the tape to be able to create the bends in your cover. Let's turn that over. So as you can see, we've got some little gaps there, and that's also the reason we're sticking this down. That's also the reason we've got the flaps on that side, so that they can open. If it was on the other side, you're then going to have trouble opening those, and we've instantly got pockets on the inside of our covers. And let's face it, we all love a pocket, don't we? Never have enough pockets or flips in our journals. Right, I've now lost the end of my tape. Usually I use wide tape, but this journal isn't as big as my usual journals, so I've gone for slightly narrower. This doesn't have to be amazingly perfect because we're going to be covering this up with fabric. And now you can see that opens and closes really neatly. Now the width of your spine depends on how much you want to create. My December journals aren't massive, and I actually find keeping it on the smaller scale better for me because I don't create loads. If however you think you're going to be making this humongous journal, then go with a wider spine. That's it. We have our cover and spine already. We now just need to make it look cute. I'm going to be adding the fabric from the kit for my spine. I love this. This is going to be a little bit on the wide side, so I am going to cut it down, which is great because then that gives us extra fabric. But I do also want to make sure that I make it wide enough to cover the tape. Let's do it there. Isn't this cute? It's so cute. We are going to rough up the edges just to give it a little bit of a frayed look, which I like. Now I am going to cut the little bit off there because that will make a cute tab. And I make sure you get it up the right way. I'm going to add double-sided tape for mine. On my regular journals, I do add proper glue, but I think I'm going to go with this and see how it goes. Sometimes I, like with my little golden books, I do actually add double-sided sticky tape. I find it, I'm quite impatient. It holds it in place immediately, which I love. The double-sided tape, but the glue obviously I feel long-term is better. I'm going to see how this goes. Let's unstick this. And I am going to pop my spine on there. Look how sweet that is. I love that. And then this can stick on the other side. We're going to fold this bit up like that. And then we can add another piece of this over the top just to make it look nice and tidy. And I'm going to do exactly the same here. Don't forget that this part of your journal will mostly be covered up because you're going to have your signatures, your pages, your journal pages sewn in here. So don't panic too much about perfection. And if you don't have fabric, you can use paper to cover up this bit as well. I've done that with my little golden book journals before. Again, making sure you're up the right way. There we go. And I might just trim that there just to tidy that up. There we have it. We have the carcass of our December journal. That's come together really quickly in literally just a few minutes. We're now going to move on to the signatures. Next, we're going to be creating our pages. I've taken all the bits and pieces out of the kit. You get all of this with the kit. I am going to fold over my paper bag like so. I'm going to stick this down, I think. No, I'm not. Ignore me. I'm going to use this. Tell you what we are going to do. I am already going to create this as a pocket. Let's add some tape on here. The nice thing about making up a journal ahead of time like this, you're pretty much sorted when it comes to journaling over Christmas. That was the problem I always had in the past. There we go, I've instantly got a little pocket there. Right, I'm just going to put my journal together whilst we chat. All of these bits and pieces are in the kit, by the way. Yeah, so the problem I had in the past was that I would have a journal or have a scrapbook and I would need to create every single page. And that's where I had the problems. Because I didn't have the time, especially when the kids were little. It was really, really hard. And I would find myself struggling and getting more and more behind. And it wasn't until I started doing the kits that I realised that actually making it all in one go, like now, okay, it may take me an hour or so, but it's all done. And then when it comes to each day, if I haven't got much time, I can just, sorry, I was just thinking about what I was doing then. I think I'm just going to do one signature in this. And then when it comes to it, I can just do a little bit each day. Or what I tend to do is just have a bit of a catch up, to be honest. I find it works better for me that way. I don't want to create loads and loads of pages purely because, again, it just adds more pressure for me and I find it harder to keep up. So less is more for me. I'm not going to be doing one every day. And if I need to add a few, I can by doing flips and things like that. Let's see, one, plus we've got the inserts as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that gives me 14. I've also got the little paper bag that I'm going to add that in the middle actually. That's quite, or do I do it? No, he's going in he's going there. Changing my mind here. The paper bag is going like that. So we've got a little bit there. And there. Ta-da! Right, let's have a little look at the journal. And then you can make sure that you're happy with the pages. Obviously, if you want to add more, you can. You can use even things like printer paper. But we can always add more flips afterwards. I am happy with that. That is super, super cute. I'm just going to crease these just to make them a little bit neater. Do this side as well. And we'll be sewing these into the center, and then the idea is we've got loads of space for the journal to bulk out. This is going to work so cute. No lie, this is the part that I always struggle with. I always struggle with this bit. Let's pop that in there and that in there. Right, I tell you, I'm instantly seeing a mistake. Make sure that's up the right way, because this is going to be too low and I'm not going to be able to stand it down. I want to make sure that this is inside and any sticky out bits are the top bits. That's what I need to make sure. Let's try that bit again. There we go. I'll just make sure you understood what I was meaning there. So obviously if you want your journal to stand on a desk, if you've got the loose, the sort of like flappier, not flappier bits, the more bendy bits, you want to make sure that any bits that overlap are at the top there. Okay, so that gives me that nice little bit there. I'm going to be sewing the signatures into the book. This is not included in the kit. I'm using a wax thread. I need to decide which colour do I go for. Let's just have a look on there. Oh, the green would be nice. Yeah, let's go with the green. And this is my little kit here. I will link up these below. They're so handy. They're not expensive. And I use mine so much. Right, let's find the end here. So this wax thread is so much better. I've used other threads before and they've ended up snapping. I need to actually replace the one in my weekly journal because it's snapped. So I recommend using the wax threads. These colours, I've got this one in a darker colour, come in the actual kit that you can buy, which includes loads and loads of bits and pieces, which you'll see in a moment. But then I wanted some colours, so I bought these as a pack on Amazon. And we are going to go about 2.5 times the length. Now, I'm not perfect at this. I am the type of person, I rush things. I'm not great. I'm not a perfectionist. And quite often I'm having to fix things because things haven't quite gone as planned. I'm also becoming quite blind and I can't see my needle. I struggle so much with that these days. I might have to put my glasses on to do that. Measured the length. I've got 16 centimeters or thereabouts. So I've marked off the middle one and then done 2 centimeters either side. Is that 2? No, it's not. It's 4. Again, though, if you'll do it slightly different, probably depending on your journal. This is the pokey tool, which I love, and that's going through. And again, just go really careful with this. This tool is so handy, but it's very sharp. but it does make life so much easier. And now we're going to sew our thread. I'm going to want to tie mine on the inside. I like the contrast of this green, it's really pretty. And I am choosing to tie mine inside, nice and tight, but you could tie on the outside as well if you wanted to. Sometimes as well it's a nice way to tie beads as well. There we go. Let's take this off. If it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. It's your journal, it's about your stories, and that's what matters. There we go. We're going to be adding bits and pieces to that as well. But this is the carcass of our journal. I'm really pleased with this. This is going to be super, super cute. Nice lot of pages. We've got flips on both sides. I'm really happy with this. Right, I'm going to now focus on the cover. I do also have this strip of fabric as well, which I want to stick in. Where's my double-sided tape? So I am going to, I shouldn't have stuck this in so well. Right, what's going to be the best way to do this? I knew I wanted to add it as well. So the best way to do, and I do this regular because I love adding fabric strips. The best way would obviously have been to do it first and not afterwards. I should have stuck it underneath. Actually, I've been able to push it slightly underneath. Let's try and see if we can get this straight. I've managed to tuck it under, and then I'm going to be cutting this in half, fraying up the edges, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this side, just very carefully. And then this way we're going to be able to tie the journal together. There we go. Right, I want to use this as almost like the title of my little Christmas journal. I'm going to fold that over, and I want to tear it towards me so it's a messier tear. If I were to tear it the other way, it would be a neater tear. So like that there. I wanted to have that little rough bit there, and I'm going to be attaching that on the side. I might actually rough up those edges slightly more, like that. And I'm going to be sticking this in place. I'm going to keep any bits like this because I will be using them in my journal. But I want to hear from you. What kind of journal are you making this year? Have you created one already? Do you need one? Have you made a Christmas journal before? Or are you thinking about doing one for the first time? And how are you with keeping up with regards to the journaling? Something I always say is that come January, I'm not interested in Christmas journals anymore. I cannot keep my December journals into the new year, so I need them done and dusted, which is another reason that I need a quick and easy journal, is because that I won't be doing it in January. It needs to be finished. Tell you what I will do is let's tear up some of these bits there. That will make it look super cute. This is going to be so sweet. So I'm just having a little think. I don't want to add too much on here at the moment. It could be when I get into it that I start adding other bits and pieces. I'm going to do this was special because we're moving into our new home. It feels a very different Christmas this year. Be interesting to see what happens because we're not, obviously, we haven't moved yet. I can't wait to see how that all works out. I'm going to decorate it like this. Actually, no, I'm not. I might add the heart at the top. I will probably end up adding something around there, but for now I'm happy with that. I've decided as well I am going to trim the top of my paper bag. I've decided I don't want it like sort of like too big, and then I can always then add it as a pocket at the top, which I quite like. But I'm not going to go crazy on the pages at the moment because that's something I can enjoy when I'm making it and when I create the pages. Just grabbing my stapler. I am though going to add, let's see, where shall I add these? Let's add some of these because these will look really nice on here. These are also in the kit. Just like adding bits and pieces, and I've got my glue gun on at the moment as we're going to be adding pom-pom trim. I think we'll add these. One on here. Let's move this one along actually because the other one was over there, wasn't it? Because the idea is I want bits and pieces to be poking out the top. We will add some other tabs as well. So let's do this one on here. There we go. And remember I said about saving your little fabric bits and pieces. We can cut this one in half, and then we've got 2 tabs as well, so I'm going to add one on here, and we're just going to pop that up like that and staple that in place. I love a fabric tab, and I'm using green staples to do mine, and we'll do one of these as well. Just adds a nice little bit of texture to a mini book. It's coming together already. Look how cute that looks. Right, the glue gun should be ready. I'm just wondering, do I put it on the side here? See how this looks. I'm going to run it right along the edge and quickly get this pom-pom trim on there before it dries. There we go. That looks so cute. I do love a pom-pom trim, and I'm actually going to use this to hold the fabric down as well. I'm going to do that on both sides. There. Actually, I love that so much. I'm going to do exactly the same on the back. I really love that pom-pom trim. I think it makes it really, really fun. Look how cute that looks. I am so pleased with that. And on the back, I am going to cut the doily in about 3/4. It's not quite a half. And we are going to stick this on here in place. This will be the reverse of the journal, and again I'm just trying to make this as easy as possible, so when it comes to a very busy December, pretty much everything is in place, and all I need to do is just come in and write up our stories. That's all we need to do. There, and then I might actually even add the date on there. The other part of my doily I am going to stick inside, and I think I'm pretty much ready to call it a day. I'm not going to put any dates or anything on it yet. We'll be adding a charm to the back, But I am so happy with this. So this is the journal to start with. Let's open out the pages. We've got a decent amount of pages. We've got the flaps, we've got pockets, we've got tabs already, and then we will just add to this throughout the next few weeks. I tend to sometimes start mine in November, just purely because we start usually like adding decorations. We're moving house this year, so it's going to be slightly different. But I also want to start my Christmas list as well, so I'll be doing all those things as in my Christmas movie list. That's a really big one. So I will be doing a lot more updates on Patreon. This is just like the very start of the journal. It will be added to, and I'm sure the cover will end up having paint and all sorts on it. Who knows? Stamping. I need to get that cute stamp out from the kit. Look how cute that is, and even use maybe part of it as like background. I'm not sure yet. Oh, we've got the little charm here which I want to add as well. Little sparkly charm. There's loads more in there. Tissue paper. Actually, the tissue paper would look quite nice around there. Yeah, we're going to get super creative. This is just the start. I hope you've enjoyed part 1 of this. There will be more videos, and I'll also be sharing a lot more over on Patreon in my community. I'm going to be doing some little fabric tags coming up to use in the journal as well. So I've got an online class coming up at the start of December with those. So I look forward to doing those with you. Thank you very much. I'll leave the link to the kit down below, and also to my Patreon community as well. Oh, I'll tell you what else I might do. I might add some sparkles. That would be cute. But thank you very much. I want to hear all about your December journals now. Take care. See you soon.